Hey guys, welcome back to our podcast.
Hey guys, today Dan and I are going to be discussing how to build your style through cross training.
So this is going to be basically a part three or a continuation of our last two podcasts, but today we're going to be focusing more on cross training, basically simultaneously as you're doing ballroom dancing, taking lessons from different dance styles. For example, ballet, hip hop, contemporary, jazz, tap, if you're into that. Um, yeah, I would like to start off by saying ballet really helped me. Um, with my posture, just in general. It's supposed to help with your turnout as well, and your arches for mostly for girls, but guys as well. My turnout is fine, but the issue is I don't turn out. It's like an issue that I'm working on right now, but basically, yeah, there's a lot of things that I benefited from ballet. Unfortunately, I've moved up into more advanced things that started to hurt ballroom, so I had to drop out from ballet and I just keep doing the basics, just basic pliés, tendus, rond de jambes, and basic balances. Also, ballet has also helped me with my balance, and I feel from my personal experience, once you master the balance, you are able to keep that skill for a while, for like a while. If you practice it just a little bit throughout that time. I haven't been doing ballet for like 4 years, and my balance is still great, in my opinion. So,
In my opinion.
in my opinion, so yes, that is basically. I did contemporary, a little bit of contemporary. Um, it was fun more than educational for me. Ballet was more strict and educational. We just did a lot of stuff in contemporary, and we were just in contemporary. I we really worked on improvisation, which is very good because it trains your mind to find ways out. For example, in the competition, we're back on ballroom, and at a competition, you mess up or you bump into a couple, you're able to think of a way out of the situation. You can take a few steps side or wait or play around with a couple. You've seen multiple times where two couples collided, for example, in Latin, and they danced with each other. So it's just like a group of four people just dancing with each other. It's always fun to look at. You always, sometimes you always see those really good couples before they go on the floor. They change the choreography just a little bit. So like the first 10 seconds, they're doing the exact same steps, and it looks really nice. That still comes from being able to improvise.
Improvise.
Yeah, improvise. So yeah, Ricky, how about you?
I
What?
mean, definitely, um, first of all, my entire career, everyone always assumed I was a ballet dancer. Whether I was meeting a stranger at the store that would literally just come up to me and be like, "Hey, are you a dancer?" And I'd be like, "This is really weird. Yeah, I'm a dancer." And then they'd be like, "Oh, do you do ballet?" And I'm like, "No, I do ballroom." And everyone was super surprised by that just by how I physically looked. Having that experience, I was really happy that I was doing ballroom and that I wasn't just doing ballet just to fit the mold that everybody thought that I should do. My mom did ballet for 16 years or something. She was very, very good. She was well trained. It didn't fit her body type to do it professionally. She was always told, "You're not going to make it." But it made her very, very strong. And after doing ballet for 16 years, you learn a lot and you know how it can help you and dancing in general. So when I was about 13 and I was going into junior one, my legs were terrible. And my mom never ceased to let me know that. She's very honest. She's gonna be like, "Rickie, your legs are super floppy. They're all over the place. They're not strong at all. You need to do ballet." And I never pushed back on her because I was like, "No, I don't agree with you." It was always just like, how am I going to find time for ballet? Because I literally just have school and dance. I'm at the studio right after school, and when I go home, it's just go to sleep, homework, and sleep. Um, but we found time, and I started doing ballet. I went to a few different ballet schools. Um, I improved my legs so much by doing ballet. If you look at how much my Latin improved in the 2 years, I don't even know if I was doing ballet for a full 2 years. I might have been doing it for like a year and 9 months or something. And in that time, it improved my legs a lot. They were a lot stronger. Naturally, as you said before, it's very good for arches. It makes your feet so strong because in ballroom, especially ladies, we're wearing heels a lot. And that changes how your foot is sitting, how you're dancing on it, how you're using it. In ballet, if you're doing point and you're at that level, you're only doing point half the time or less than half the time. The other half of the time, you're in flat, soft ballet shoes, and every single exercise you do is working your feet to the maximum. Even if it's literally the most simple ballet move ever, if you're doing it correctly, you should be using every single muscle in your foot, in your leg, and ideally in your entire body. But that's beside the point. So it made my feet way stronger. So when I went back to Latin over these 2 years, my feet were way more planted into the ground. They were not coming up off the ground as we see in a lot of Latin dancing, especially for the girls, because we do have higher heels. And my feet had much more control. My legs had much more control. I was still very, very, very thin. So it didn't change how my body looked, let's say, but how I could control my body. It helped me so much. Ballet literally helps your core so much. It helped my stamina because in the ballet class, let's say when you have a lesson, for 45 minutes, it's not likely that you're going to be dancing an entire 45 minutes. That's more when you're doing rounds. You do one, two, maybe three rounds, and you have a break in between. In ballet, first of all, you have to do everything twice because you have to do it on the right side and you have to do it on the left side. You're constantly doing it with the music. Your body is constantly flowing. All your muscles are working together from head to toe, and you could be doing very, very, very slow work and you can be drenched in sweat. The first time I ever sweat in my entire life, I had this thing where I literally could not sweat when I was younger. Like people would think I'm crazy. Like, why aren't you sweating? You literally just danced 8 Latin rounds. My face would be red, but there would be no liquid on my body at all, nothing. I thought there was something wrong with me, and there probably was. But the first time I ever sweat, I was in a private ballet lesson. It was only 1 hour long, not like I was in the studio for 7 hours. I was doing the same exercises. And even though I was basically standing perfectly still in the exercises, working every single muscle in my body, I started to sweat. And at first, I'm not kidding you when I tell you, I didn't even know what it was. I was literally frightened because I didn't know what was happening. It was like, literally, what? Why is there something on my back? Like, why do I feel so hot right now? And I realized I was sweating, and I'm like, wow, this very, very one simple exercise can make me do that because your body is so toned. It gets your body literally so toned, so in control, so everything that when I went back into Latin, Latin and ballroom is so much more free than ballet. Ballet gives you so much structure, and I'm sure you felt this as well.
Oh,
It
absolutely.
teaches you that structure that until I experienced it, I didn't really have an opinion on it. But since I did experience it, I think it is one of the most important things that you can give to any young dancer. And you don't have to start ballet when you're 4 years old. Like I started it when I was 13 and I did it until I was 15 or something. And even in that age, literally for 2 years, I was already a teenager and I started it and it helped me so much. And still, those exercises today, you don't have to do the exact same exercises because now I'm just a fully standard ballroom dancer. I still teach Latin, of course, but having that discipline in your body that was taught there, even for a short 2 years, will stay with me for the rest of my life. And those techniques that I learned will help me to have control of my body and to improve my dancing, no matter what style that I'm doing. which gave me, if we're talking about like a personal style, building your style, having that experience is going to help you build your personal style, which is going to help you stand out compared to all the other people that haven't experienced that before, which makes you unique, what makes you feel good about yourself so you can enjoy your dancing, which makes your style stand out even more.
Yes, most definitely. Guys, by the way, for those who are saying, oh, I don't have time for ballet, I don't have time for other dancing. Yes, you do. I am sure, yes, you do.
There's no
Uh,
excuse for
there
not
is
having
no excuse.
time.
The more busy you are, the more things you get done. Just
It's true.
remember that.
Even
Yes, you
though
do.
I was competing and I still kept my same ballroom schedule, how many lessons I had per week, how much I was practicing per week, we found time to go to a ballet class. I think in the beginning it was 2 times per week, like sometime in the evening. So I kind of had to switch my ballroom schedule around, make another time for my ballroom, but I would go to this class 2 times per week, which is it's not that much if you think about it. Just 2 days for an hour and a half, 2 days per week. That's only 3 hours. How many hours do you have in a week? Like a lot of hours. So 3 hours is not very much. And then from there, because they wouldn't let me take the class anymore because they were like, oh, if you're not going to come to every single class, we're kicking you out of our school.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, well, I have competitions that I have to go to. So then I had a private coach and we would have a lesson 2 times per week. That was literally just 1 hour. So that's literally only 2 hours per week that I was doing it. And it still made such a huge impact.
Yes, guys. So definitely, if you don't do ballet, at least try ballet. It's never too late. Absolutely never
Never
too
too
late.
late.
Contemporary is more for relaxing, improvisation, having fun. Also, dance is for having fun. It's not to kill yourself or kill or destroy your body. It's also to have fun. Okay? So, guys, thank you for listening, and we will see you next time.
Bye, guys.